You know, it only costs 20 cents to take a product idea you have, or really even a little craft item you have, and get it in the biggest mall in the country to sell. Now just think if you're making doilies or any kind of item, or even my books. I'm going to do this. You try to get in a bookstore, you try to get in a store, some big department store or something to sell it. Man, you're never going to get in there, are you? Because you only have one item. It's customers will never be in a store and see your item because you're not big enough. You don't have the contacts. You don't have nothing, right? All you have is the idea and the dream and the product that you could make yourself. Yeah. Well, there's a way to get into the biggest market. I was the biggest mall in the world to sell your product, and that's on a service called SD. You've probably heard about it. I mean, it's really set up for craft businesses, and now it seems to do everything. I was looking at it recently, God, they do like $2 billion worth of sales every year. $2 billion. Everybody say, oh, it's just little craftsy things or whatever for people. No, $2 billion. You know how much bigger that is? Sports Authority. Okay, that's a big national chain. Sporting goods stores, their sales last year were like $3.5 billion. So they're less than double. So SD is on the heels of Sports Authority in size of sales. So you want to get your product in Sports Authority, or do you want to get in SD? You'll never get it in Sports Authority or another retailer like that. But for 20 cents, anybody could get their product into SD. 20 cents. Isn't that remarkable? And you don't even have to do a web page, because this is all online. See, now another thing between Sports Authority and SD, Sports Authority has like 15,000 employees, 14,000 I think they say in the last data I saw. SD has like 685, 600 employees versus 14,000. Wow. So, and they're almost right behind Sports Authority in size. So even if if SD doubles and then they'll pass Sports Authority, they'll still have like only 1,200 employees or something versus 14,000 employees in Sports Authority. This is where everything's going. So these new retailers are not creating jobs, but they're creating opportunities. See, now you could be in this market that the retailers are putting on online. You can't get in Sports Authority or any other big store on the mall, right? No, they never let you in. You're not big enough. You're not whatever. You're always something why it's no. It's just no is no. But 20 cents is all that stops you now from taking your idea and making a business out of it there. And you know what it is? What's interesting too? There are 1.4 million people already selling. 1.4 million. You know how many buyers they have? Gosh, they have like active buyers, 20 million people. 20 million people. That are actively buying stuff. 20 million, so that's a huge shopping line. 20 million people coming to their place. Wow, they're signed up to buy stuff. So you have traffic, you have customers. That's the key to this thing. And of the 1.4 million, half of those are doing this full time. It's their major occupation. So we have 500,000 people now because of this website. In business. So it's 500,000 people have jobs, creating income. As entrepreneurs, they have control of their life. So for 20 cents, they thought of an idea, anything, and put it on there for 20 cents, and they're now doing this full time. It's their sole business. So that's 500,000 people, 500,000 people, doing it this way. Man, that's what I mean. And they've only been around, I forget, it's less than 10 years. They've been around doing this stuff, that's it. These retail stores have been around 30, 40, 50 years, or whatever, and more. So that's why it's going, it's moving that way. And take advantage of it. I mean, this is how you go to see. These websites create business. They create customers. So if you have an idea, man, don't try to get it into a store in the mall. because it costs too much money and do whatever. You get it in these platforms like Esty, ESTY.com.